Thank you.
So I think we'll begin the class. It's 11:05 already. So back in neck straight, close your eyes. And just start watching your breath. Calm down your mind. And bring it back to the present moment. Deepen your breath. Now begin to deepen your breath. Inhale deeply. And exhale deeply. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We will be chanting 3 times, followed by 3 shantis. Inhale deeply for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Join both your palms together in front of your chest. And now rub both the palms together. Place them over your eyes. And slowly, while blinking and looking at your palms, just open up your eyes with a smile. And namaste to everyone. Okay, so today we're going to start the class with another game. So for that, when we're playing that game, we will have to switch on your camera. Okay, so the game is called 1 or 2. Okay, so I will say 2 things. Okay, and you have to tell me what your preference is. So either you will go 1 or you'll go 2. Okay, if you prefer the first one, you'll go 1, and if you prefer the second one, you'll go 2. Okay, so just, yeah, all the cameras are on. So okay, great. So I will start the list, and we'll basically get to know each other better. We have been studying with each other for a while now. So let's see. Okay, so everybody is ready? Yeah, I'll start. Okay, so tea or coffee? Okay, yeah, so you just have to go 1 or 2. Okay,
Can't hear you properly.
now? Is it audible?
Currently, actually, I don't hear. If the option is not like none of this, then what is the option?
Okay, so which one do you prefer more out of the two?
I don't drink any of them.
Oh, okay. So I think then you can skip that question.
Yeah, actually, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay. So I'll start again. You have to either, am I audible now?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you please explain again what is the game?
Okay. So the game is that I'm going to give you two options. Like I'm going to say two things and you have to either go one or two. Like either which one you prefer more. Okay. Great. So the first one was tea or coffee. So tea or coffee. Okay, great. So mountains or oceans?
Both.
Oh, wow. Okay. Red or black?
Both.
You have to give one preference, okay? Which one do you prefer more? Okay, yeah. Okay, good. Books or movies? Day or night? Okay. Mangoes or watermelon? Okay. Cats or dogs? Neither? Okay. So, wait. Summers or winters? I'll also play. Okay. Rain or snow? Okay. Car or motorcycle? Okay. Singing or dancing?
This is like
Okay. T-shirts or sweaters? Flowers or trees?
flowers or
Trees. Okay. Fruits or vegetables?
fruits or vegetables.
Okay.
Vegetables.
Circles or squares? It's just random.
Which context?
Just the shape. Which one do you prefer more? It's just random things. Yeah. Okay. Um, living room or bedroom? Okay. Sweet or salty? Okay. Wait. Okay. Yeah. So breakfast or dinner? Okay. Shower or tub? Okay. Freedom or hope?
Oh,
Yeah.
Freedom or
Hope.
freedom anytime.
Okay. Sitting or standing? Okay. Weird or crazy? Which one do you prefer more? Okay. Witches or wizards?
Sorry, can you come again?
Witches or wizards?
What is first?
Okay. Do you want me to repeat?
Yeah,
Okay. Witches or wizards? Okay. Then we have reading or writing. Okay. Boat or plane?
sorry, what or plane?
Boat, boat or plane?
Okay, boat or plane.
Boating.
Yeah, boating
Okay.
or flying. Like, yeah, we can say that. Okay, great, nice. Okay, so now all of us are warmed up, awake. So we will start the class. So today our topic of discussion is Hatha Yoga. Okay, what is Hatha Yoga?
ये
So
सॉरी गेम से क्या कंक्लूड किया आपने?
गेम से ऐसे हर बार every time there is it's not necessary there is a conclusion, it's just that we have been attending classes together, so games are very good to get to know each other in this way, like. But then yes, if you are asking, so today we're doing Hatha Yoga, so I will tell you what is, like, there are two energies that we will talk of, so that is one way in which I perceive the game also. But it's good to know each
Yeah,
other.
and actually, it's a good way of getting involved in the session also. I also thought like
Yeah. If
first.
yeah, if only I would be speaking and you would be listening, so after a while you'll be like, okay, okay, and then you'll like doze off. So it's a good way to energize all of you guys and just make sure that your attention is here. Okay. So today our topic of discussion is Hatha Yoga. Okay. So now you have been practicing Hatha Yoga for a while, yeah, and mostly, as I told you, Ashtang Vinyas and Vinyas both are two styles which have come out of Hatha Yoga, the practices of Hatha Yoga. So we need to understand what we are doing, yeah. So let me share my screen. I'll just increase the font size. Yeah. So this term is made up of two words, her and her. Okay. So we need to understand why we're practicing this. You know, what's the point? I could have adopted some other form of yoga, or what is the final goal of Hatha Yoga? If we talk about Hatha Yoga, then we also need to understand why we are doing Hatha Yoga. So most people today understand Hatha Yoga as a form of keeping their physical health right. Okay. And second thing is the therapeutic aspect of Hatha Yoga, where you take yoga therapy. But originally, when Hatha Yoga originated, like all of these practices were combined together and put under this name, then the goal of Hatha Yoga was entirely different. And now that you are studying yoga in depth, you need to understand why you are practicing Hatha Yoga. Okay. So, her means the, we can say, Pran Shakti. Okay. Right side of the body, or we can say, I will explain all of this. Okay. So the first part is her. Okay. So this word means the pran shakti that we have in the body, or the vital force which makes sure that our body is what? Our body is like, so breath is different and pran is different. That I think you would have covered in pranayam. So the vital force which is making sure all the bodily functions are going on is the pran shakti. Okay. And it is also considered to be like, so sun. Okay, so the force which is giving me energy to do things. So when the sun comes up, that is when we get active. Yeah, so it is connected with the sun. Okay, and it is what the right side. So my right nostril represents the her part of Hatha. Okay, and it is also connected with the Pingla Nadi. So before I go into Pingla Nadi, uh, I will explain what nadis are. Okay, so nadis are basically energy channels in your body. Okay, and nadis cannot be like, you cannot go and get a scan done and you will see that there are nadis in your body. Okay, because they are very subtle. Okay, so you can see your arteries, veins, all of these things you can see, but something like that, but on a very subtle level, these are the energy channels. Okay, in the body. So uh, there are said to be three major nadis in yoga. Okay, so the third one is Sushumna Nadi. Okay, so Ida, Pingla, and Sushumna Nadi. These are the three nadis which are given a lot of importance in yoga. Okay, so your right nostril represents the Pingla Nadi. Okay, then we'll move to the third part. So the third part represents the mental energy, Manas Shakti. Okay, and it is again represented by the moon. Yeah, okay, it's the left side of the body. So when your left nostril is active, that is when your Ida Nadi or third part of yoga, we can say, is being represented, and it is called the Ida Nadi. Once again, the left nostril is right nostril is also connected to your Ida Nadi. Okay, so there are a total of 82,000 nadis in the body. Yeah, but uh, these three are the main nadis. Okay, so let me show you a diagram to make you understand what these three are. Okay, I'll just share.
72,000 nadi, no?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. 72,000, not 82. 72,000. I was actually, my mind was there only right now that I said something uh, not okay. Wait. Yeah, okay. So you must have seen this diagram, like in a lot of places, even when you go to homeopathic doctors, there is something like this. Sorry, my like it won't be a very good diagram, but I'll try my best. Okay, so something like this. So now these junction points where the Ida and Pingla Nadi like merge together. Okay, so this is the right side is the Pingla Nadi, the left side is the Ida Nadi. Okay, and this center one is the Sushumna Nadi. Okay, and these are like along our spine. Okay, spinal cord. That is why the spinal cord is given a lot of relevance in yoga once again. So what is happening over here is when the Ida and Pingla are like merging, and where the spine is there. Okay, that junction point is called a chakra, and these are the seven main chakras. Like there are a lot of chakras also in the body. Chakras are basically where two nadis meet. Okay, it's a junction. Okay, but there are seven main chakras. So why are they called main? Because they are formed by the main nadis of the body, Ida and Pingla, and when they merge at which point, the Sushumna Nadi. Okay, so this point is called a chakra. Okay, and the main chakra. So there are seven chakras along our spine. Yeah, you would have heard of the seven chakras. So these are being formed with the junction of Ida and Pingla. Okay, and the center force is what? Sushumna Nadi. Okay, so what is happening in Hatha Yoga? We are balancing both Ida and Pingla. Okay, and we are making sure that now the energy goes through the Sushumna Nadi, which is considered to be a neutral force, or the I can say energy channel where the spiritual energy, you know, travels. Okay, so if the energy is in Ida Nadi, okay, then it can't go through Sushumna. Yeah, and same goes for the other side also. If it is in the Pingla Nadi, then it cannot go through Sushumna. Once both of them are inactive, then they give space for the energy to flow through the Sushumna Nadi. Okay. Is it clear? Is some like whatever I'm saying a little bit clear right now, like what we're talking about when we're talking about Hatha? Yeah. Okay.
I have one doubt.
Sorry.
I have one doubt. You said that the energy from the nadi cannot be up. But there are chapters, heavy chapters where they are meeting. Patira and Pingla are meeting each other.
Can you go again? Your voice is like really breaking, so I couldn't understand what you're trying to ask.
What I'm saying, you said that the energy cannot flow from Ida to Pingla. But as there are junction points, what about the junction point? At the junction point, it will be transferred or not?
So see, when I'm at the junction point, like the junction point is where both of them are meeting. Okay. And that, because there is a major energy, like both of them are meeting over there is a major energy point, we can say, over there. So that is the chakra. Yeah. So once again, go about your, like, can you repeat your question once again? I'll build up on this only.
Yeah. So you said the energy cannot flow from Ida to Pingla and Ida to Pingla. Ida to Pingla to Ida. So, but my doubt came where I could see the junction points are there, where all three are meeting at that point. So at that point also, the energy cannot flow from one to other. That's what my question.
No, so energy will not flow from one to the other, because it's like you can think of them as pipes. Okay. So if I keep one pipe on top of the other, yeah. So the water is flowing from the pipe that I have, like, which is on the top, that because they are meeting at a junction, like they're crossing paths, that doesn't mean that the water which is flowing from this one will enter this one. Yeah.
They are kind of overlapping each other.
Yeah, they're overlapping each other, and that overlap, that point of overlap is a chakra.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. So this point of like where the spiritual energy will go, this is the neutral force, we can say, or channel for spiritual energy. Okay.
So my doubt here, so Hatha Yoga, like generally, this perspective also, and another perspective that generally people try to excel, master one particular posture and try to stay that in that posture for a long time, right? In stable posture. So do we like we are saying here that if some yogi achieved that, like he stayed in that particular posture for a long time with stable energy, so all his energy is moving through Sushumna Nadi, and other nadis are kind of inactive for that time, right?
Okay, so asana is just a part of Hatha Yoga practices. Okay, and it is not necessary that it happens during that time when you're holding in the asana. It's not necessary that both the channels, like now energy is not flowing through those two channels and it is going through Sushumna. So for that, you go into, like, your practice has to be very advanced. Okay, that sitting like in that asana, this process happens. But when you're practicing it, it's not necessary that this, like if you're holding in an asana for long, this is happening.
Yeah, ultimately, I am to say he will go in kind of meditative state only in that asana. That is fine. Like, but I'm saying in that state, the aim is to bring the spiritual energy through Sushumna Nadi, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So main thing is that you have to make sure that the energy passes through Sushumna. That is when your spiritual journey will go ahead.
And one more doubt, right? Generally in yoga, we almost all places they teach that it should be combination of all the yoga, like hatha yoga, or even in terms of bhakti yoga, raj yoga, and everything. Also, that should be combination. So after hatha yoga, you do pranayam, meditation, everything, and then you achieve things. But in some of the places, also I've read that some believe that even with only hatha yoga practices, you can achieve the highest goal. You don't need anything else. So is that true?
Okay, so in Hatha Yoga also, when I'll talk about Hatha Yoga Pratipika, I'll tell you that there is a portion which is given to, like, there are 4 chapters in which Hatha Yoga Pratipika is divided, and the last one is called Nadanusandhan. So we can say yes, because in Hatha Yoga text also it is given we can say this is a form of meditation only when your object is the sound. So you can achieve the final goal, but then like everything will merge over there also. Like you won't realize this, but
Uh,
everything will come and merge over there also. So
yeah,
I.
means
Mhm.
sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
So when we will do the schools of yoga, you will see that Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. So I'll take the example of Bhakti Yoga over here. So I'm emotionally very connected. Okay, so my emotional side is very strong. So I will go for Bhakti Yoga then. Okay, so when I go into Bhakti Yoga, then I need some sort of gyan also. I need some sort of knowledge also how to go into Bhakti Yoga or the practices. Then I will need karma yoga also over there, because I will be undergoing certain practices when I am in bhakti yoga. And a state of meditation or mind control would also be reached, which means that dhyan yoga or raj yoga would also be incorporated at the same time. So even though the starting point of all the schools of yoga is different, and it is only because our personalities are different. Okay, so my starting point is different, but along the way everything will start to merge. Now if I'm not healthy, then I cannot even do bhakti yoga. So what will I do? First I'll go into hatha yoga, the practices of hatha yoga, shat karma. I'll clean my body. Yeah, I'll make my body strong by practicing asanas. So all of these things, somewhere or the other, they start to merge only. You will realize this as you go ahead in your practice.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, so we were at Hatha Yoga. Okay, so Hatha Yoga, now you can understand, is a practice of balancing the Ida and Pingla Nadi so that energy can go through the Sushumna Nadi. Now, during the day, this is self during the day to have fun. Just notice one of your nostrils will be more active than the other. At least I wouldn't go generally what happens is one nostril is working, but sometimes it happens both are working, one is more dominant. Yeah. So just observe this during the day. And after a particular period of time, the nostrils switch. Yeah. Okay. So from your right nostril, the left nostril will become more dominant now. And then from the left, the right one will become more dominant now. Yeah. So this keeps happening during the day also. So when the switch is taking place, okay, at that point also, for a general person also, the Sushumna Nadi gets activated. Okay, at that point also. But it's a very short period of time when this happens. And what a Hatha Yogi has to do, or what a spiritual aspirant has to do, is make sure that the energy goes through the Sushumna Nadi for a prolonged period of time. That is when he will be able to progress. So for a common person also, when the switch is happening, Sushumna Nadi will become active. So at that point of time, you will observe both your nostrils are equally dominant. Yeah. So just look at that during the day. Yeah. So what is the belief of Hatha yoga is that the pran and mind are connected. So the Hatha yogis saw that there was a very strong connection between the prana and the mind. Yeah, or my vital energy, my breath, and my state of mind. So they used that to strengthen their mind. Yeah, to gain control over their mind. So they used their pran because they saw that mind is something very subtle. Okay, breath I can still observe. Yeah, I can still see my breath or try to understand my breath. At least I have some basis. Even if I close my eyes, I can see that if my breath is fast, there is a particular state of mind that is connected to it. And if my breath is slow, then a particular state of mind is connected. Yeah, so that is what they observed, and they were like, okay, at least through the like through my breath I can work on my mind. So that is why you will see when you practice asanas, yeah, even asanas, when you practice, a lot of emphasis is placed on the breath. Why? Because it is very important to control or to channel the energy of the mind. Yeah. Okay. So in yoga, you will see from other practices why is yoga different, because breath is given a lot of importance, and this is the reason why the breath is given so much importance. Okay. So now what is the aim of Hatha yoga? Main aim is to achieve Raj Yoga. Yeah. So even in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, it is written that if a Hatha yogi is into all of these practices that I have given, then also if they don't understand that their final aim is Raj Yoga, then their practice wouldn't give them a lot of like fruit, because they will get stuck where only in Hatha Yoga. Yeah, they will just get stuck in this physical. By Hatha yoga also, in our day-to-day life we can understand that if, like Onkar ji said, that people try to perfect one asana. So if I'm just stuck, like now I want to do headstand, okay, and it is the goal of my life to achieve headstand. So if I just get stuck over there, then I will never understand what was the goal of doing that. Yeah, so I'll put in all the efforts to achieve that, which is good, but then I'm very attached to my result. Yeah, that I want to achieve Shishasana, and every time I'm not able to do it, I will go into what, suffering or sadness. Yeah. And second thing is that I will remain stuck over there. I will not understand that that practice is giving me physical health and physically keeping me strong, so that I can do what, go ahead into other practices. Okay, I will get stuck over there. So don't get stuck in just the practice, like, because in modern times we are mostly working on asanas and pranayams only when it comes to Hatha yoga. Yeah, so don't get stuck over there. Yeah, understand that the goal that you're trying to achieve is bigger than all of these practices that you are doing. Okay. Now there were certain main texts of Hatha yoga. We'll discuss two of them. One is Hatha yoga Pradipika.
I have a doubt.
Sorry.
I have a doubt.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
getting my voice clear?
yeah.
In that belief portion, that prana and mind are so. In the starting, before you mentioned that prana and breath both are different. So I'm just confused. I'm not able to get it.
Okay. So one, so you're like, okay, I'll put it in.
Can you repeat also the question? Actually, I'm not able to.
The main thing I
So,
want to know is the difference between prana and breath.
Okay. So breath is like when we breathe. So some air is entering, oxygen is entering our body, we can say. Yeah. And then when that like through the breath, when that breath goes in, so alone that breath doesn't do the work. Yeah. When that breath goes in, oxygen goes into the body, there is something which is like making your body function. It's not breath alone which is making your body function. So that vital force is what? The prana. Yeah. So why I said breath was because it is easier to see the breath. Okay. But and it gives you the life force. So one of the pranas is called prana only, okay, which is associated with your area of like chest, the chest region. The pran which goes over there like provides energy to this body part, like functioning takes care of the functioning of this body part is called pran. So breath and pran are different, but I used them interchangeably because to make you understand on a practical level how you are observing it. Okay, so pran is something which is very subtle. Breath is not. Breath is subtle, but you can observe the breath. Okay, so that is why I used them interchangeably. On a very basic level, both of them are actually different. Okay, breath is that I am taking in this breath, it is going in my chest, and then it is like being transported to the rest of the body part. But how is it being transported? What is that energy which is making it like go through the entire body? Yeah, that energy is the prana. Yeah, that a vital force. So you can live without your breath. Yeah, if I hold my breath for 30 seconds, I can live without it. But if pran escapes my body, there is no chance I will be alive. Yeah. Is it a little bit clear what the difference is?
So what I can understand is prana is something which makes us alive.
Which?
Makes us alive.
Okay.
प्राण ही जान है मतलब ऐसा.
We can say when prana escapes your body, you will not like, there is no chance that you will be alive anymore. Yeah.
I could understand, but it still it is a kind of imaginary force we can just imagine. That's what
There is still a
it is something which is like which is virtual and we can just imagine. Yeah, this is empowering our body.
I won't say we can imagine, we can feel it. Like, so the blood circulation that is happening in your body is the function of one of the prans. Yeah. So that thing is going on, but there is some energy behind it. Like if like suppose if a person has arteries, veins, all of these things are there. So correct. I mean, like for them, I can say the same thing, but what will happen? Pran is giving that push or force to that blood so that it is circulating in the body. So even a person who dies has all of the instruments, you understand, like all of the organs and everything. But why it's not functioning is because the pran has now escaped. Yeah.
Can we relate it to soul as the atma ke?
So, okay, Atma. Okay. So as per my understanding, no, both of them are different because the soul is something which is like existing and is okay, how do I explain this? See, so the prana is something which is in the body, and once it escapes the body, your body does not like function. But soul, when it escapes the body, then what happens? It remains. There is something which is remaining. That is why they say that the soul is eternal. Yeah. So the soul will pass on and get into another body. Yeah. So, but pran is like when pran escapes, of course, we die. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. When the pran escapes from the body, of course, the body does not function, or like we can say that we die, we're not alive anymore. But the soul is apart from like the we can say prakriti part, like so in Sankhya Yoga you will see that there is purush and prakriti. So the purush is the soul, the consciousness is the soul, and the prakriti is the part where the evolution is taking place. Okay, so both of them are different.
But actually, the theory that I have written from one Advait Vedanta perspective, they consider when the body dies, the combination of like the subtle body goes from one body to one body. So the subtle body is combination of consciousness plus your body mind and plus prana as well. So prana is part of the subtle body that goes from one body to one body. This is what I have written.
Okay, so then the concept of Panch Kosh will come in. Okay, so there is this concept in yoga called Panch Kosh. Okay, so one kosh is this. This is the gross body, or we can say the Anmay Kosh. Then there is Pranmay Kosh. Okay, within that. So I will write this down also. There are like 5 koshas in the body. Anmay Kosh. Okay, then there is Pranmay Kosh. Okay. Then there is Manomay Kosh. Okay. So now you're seeing the difference. All three, like my mind and pran is also different. Over here, it's very clear. Okay. Then there is Vigyanmay Kosh. And then there is, or the bliss body. Okay. So these are the 5 sheets of the body, I can say. And and apart from all these 5 is the soul. So this is your, we can say, the physical body. I mean, I'm sure the traveling part, I don't know what travels, what doesn't travel. But all of these, like all these koshas are once again different from the soul. That is what I'm trying to explain over here. So this is your vital body, we can say. This is your mental body. And this is the bliss body. So they are different. And the soul is apart from, like this. I can say it's separate from this.
Soul means you're saying consciousness, right?
Yeah. That is what gets passed on, right? The Purush part is what is getting passed on when I talk of Purush and Prakriti. So we can just understand that there are 2 different things. Okay, one is consciousness, and the consciousness needs a vessel to express itself. Yeah, so the vessel has these 5 layers. Okay, this part has these 5 layers, and the consciousness is different apart from these. Any like doubt? Like, is your doubt a little bit clear right now, or is it still there?
Uh, I would say not very much clear. Maybe
Sorry.
I'm saying it is not very much clear to me. I just got to know that they are different things, but still not very much clear. Maybe there is something which I like. Maybe I don't have much information or things I need to.
You don't? Sorry, your voice got cut.
I'm saying, as you explained, I got to know that these are different things, but it's not very much clear to me that how they are different and
Okay, so breath. So breath is something that you can like. Okay, pran and breath. So there is. So like I told you that there are arteries and veins when we were discussing nadis. Yeah. And then there are nadis. So what was nadi? The subtle form. Yeah. So we can say that that subtle energy form that is in your body, which is making sure that all the functions are going on in the body, is the prana. Okay. I can, like that breath which I am taking will somewhere like get converted into a very subtle form, which is prana. Okay, which is making sure that my body is functioning. It cannot function solely on the basis of oxygen going into the body. That much you understand, right? If the oxygen is going into my body, yeah, that doesn't ensure that it is like being properly if I take the example of circulation only, being properly circulated to the body also, all the parts are getting that oxygen properly. Why? Because there is some other force which has taken up that function. Because my breath is only till my lungs. Yeah, the oxygen or the breath is only till my lungs. Yes, according to science, blood circulation takes place, it goes to different body parts, but what energy is taking this to the other body parts? That energy is prana, and it is different from the breath. A little bit more clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is fine for now.
Okay. I'll try to get better words for it tomorrow. If like uh, if it is still not clear, I'll look for better words and explain it to you. Okay, tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So this is like the 5 koshas that we have in the body. Like these are the body sheets. Okay. So we were going to discuss Hatha Pradipika, but I think that let's start with it. So then we'll see how much we're able to cover. We have 5 minutes or so. So this was written by, yeah, Swami Swata Ramji. This text was written by him. He's the author. Okay. And it literally translates to light on Hatha Yoga. Okay. So the text has 390 shlokas, and which is divided into 4 chapters. And these 4 chapters are asana, and nadanusandhan. Okay. So there are around 15, there are 15 asanas. This text was in the, sorry, timeline I forgot. 14th to 15th century. Fifteen asanas were given in this text. So at that point of time, because people were, like we can say, the lifestyle, all of these things were pretty different. So because this text came first, there were only 15 asanas in this text. But when we do 𝐾𝐸𝐴 Samhita, we will see that there are 32 asanas in 𝐾𝐸𝐴 Samhita because the time changed. And once again, it was seen that now more asanas were required to attain that level of strength and move ahead in the practice. So in Hatha Yoga, you will see that we are starting with asana. Okay. So eventually, like as time changed, people saw that the yam and niyam, these two things were not like, they were harming people more than they were doing good. So because of the mental complexities that people were facing, so it was seen that when they were asked not to lie or not to like steal, all of these things, when these were incorporated, then it was generating more guilt because they weren't able to follow it because of the changing times. So what Hatha Yoga, the premise of Hatha Yoga is that before I gain mental like strength, okay, to follow the yam and niyam properly, I need to strengthen up my body. Like strengthening up my body will strengthen up my mind so that I can stick to those yamas and niyamas. So if I take yamas and niyamas right now before the practice, okay, in Raj Yoga we start with yamas and niyamas. So either I have that kind of mental strength that I can maintain those and then move ahead in my practice. But if I don't have that, then I can go ahead with the practice of Hatha Yoga, and eventually I can begin to incorporate those things. Yeah. Okay. So they start with asanas, or we can say shat karmas. Basically, whatever I can see and understand about my body, I will start working on that. I will clean up my body. Yeah. I will do some physical exercise. So, like physical movement, I would say, not physical exercise, physical movement. Then I can also understand my breath. Okay. So if I close my eyes, I can at least see how my breath is going on. So I can work on that also. And breath is the way to pran. One other thing is that breath is the way to pran. Okay. So if I see that I can work on changing my breath, I am able to somewhere, what do we say, go into the practice of pranayam, because in pranayam what I'm doing is controlling my breath. And what does that control do? It leads to an expansion of that pran. So now, right now, if I am able to control my breath, then what will happen is, we can say that it's like fuel given to a car. Okay. So my mileage would increase if I'm able to preserve it and control it and use it in like in the way I want to use it. So that same level of pran will now last longer. Yeah. So that is how they worked on all of these things. Like, so by using the breath, you are able to now work on your pran. Okay. And then after you are able to work on your pran, then it was seen that pran, like what escapes from the body through different channels, okay, or through different points in the body. So then the concept of mudras and bandhas came in. Okay. So mudra is a gesture which allows you to conserve your energy, which gives you a way in which the energy doesn't escape from your body. So first I am doing catharsis. I am building up energy in my body. Okay. Then what I'm doing is I'm giving it a direction. Okay. After giving it a direction, I see that it is, what is happening is that it is escaping. So I need to conserve it also. So then the practice of mudras and bandhas came in so that I conserve that energy. Okay. And after I have conserved my energy, that is when I can now channel it into the spiritual practice. Okay. So this is the major concept of Hatha Yoga. Okay. So for today, we will end the class over here. It's almost time and you have a class at 12. But any doubts right now? No? Okay. So we will end the class. Just back and neck straight. Close your eyes. Allow yourself to absorb this information. And now take one deep breath. Inhale deeply. And exhale deeply. Inhale for Om. Shanti. 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 Join both your palms together in front of your chest and just bow down. Remember any one incident from your past 24 hours that you are grateful for. And say a mental thank you. Rub both the palms together. And place them over your eyes. Slowly, while blinking, looking at your palms, open up your eyes. And namaste to everyone. I will see all of you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.